Okay, welcome back. Again, I'm Dr. Patrick McMunn, and I'm going to be providing a little bit of instruction on how to use PackBack today. So if you're watching this, chances are you're probably in a class that requires you to use the PackBack services, the PackBack access. Now, usually how you get PackBack access is either through the bookstore, if I had listed that as a resource that you need, or I can show you how to do that through here. But either way, if the class requires PackBack, this video will help you navigate that system and get registered, and show you how to set this up properly. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you just so you can follow along with what I'm doing. And so what you should see here is, as soon as you type in packback.co or click on a link, if I have it in Brightspace or D2L, it'll come up with this website. Now, it's very important, if you notice here in the URL, the address line here, that is packback.co, not packback.com. Okay, very important you understand that. I don't think packback.com exists, but if it did, this is not what it would look like. Okay, so for your purposes, what you'll be doing is you'll be logging in. You want the United States login. It'd probably be the best one. Now, let me actually log out, because this should be showing you something different. So let's say, for example, you did not have access. You just maybe got a request or access code or something like that. What you would do is go down here, you get the login screen, and click on sign up for a new account. Okay, so your school email address is the first thing you would ask. Make sure you use your school address, not your personal one. Just because any correspondence that goes to your personal one, you don't have to worry about going into junk mail or anything like that. Okay, and then of course your password, and then you would re-enter your password here and say that you are not a robot. Okay, I don't know many robots that come on here and answer my class questions, but in case you are, you would identify as a robot and you'd be good to go. Okay, so with that, so if you already have an account, that's okay. You just get in here and log in for, let's see here. I'm just going to go ahead and use this email address as an example. Okay, so as soon as you log in, you'll see that you have your communities will come up, and they'll be available to you. Okay, right now for this account, I don't have any communities listed, but if I were, I'll just show you one of my past ones here for maybe child development, for example. Okay, so I'll show you which ones I had in here. I had posted. So what you do is you get into this, and then you can start a new post. Okay, so for every week we will be doing this unless specified otherwise. So by Thursday midnight, you will be asked to produce at least one question. And I'll go through, I'll show you what those questions need to look like and how you can ask them and how you can maximize points, so on and so forth. And then by Saturday, you need to answer at least 2 of those questions. Okay, so for example, if this was one that I had posted, and it said, and you probably see something very similar in yours. I like to start off the semester with a question. So how does, for example, this is a child development class. How does child development pertain to your career field, your field of study, or your personal life? And then I give a little bit of a background as to why I asked that. And as you can see here, I'll expand that so you can see that. So almost every individual on the planet has at some point, yada, yada, yada. So I put a little paragraph in there, and then I go down here and I cited my source. Okay. So for your initial post, every one of your initial questions should look very similar to this. It should be an open-ended question, not something that's yes or no, or can be answered in a single word answer, but it should be a question that provokes thought, okay, puts thought into it, okay? And then why did you ask that? Maybe you got the idea from the textbook, or maybe you read a book or saw it in a movie, or whatever it might be. You're going to put a little bit of a brief explanation as to why you asked that question. And then, of course, at the very bottom of that, you're going to cite your source, okay? So that's it. That's really all you have to do to create a post. And again, I told you I would walk you through when you get to your home screen. Oops. When you get to your home screen, you'll start off by just asking a question. Okay, very similar to what I had asked. Okay, and these are the 3 boxes you'll fill out. Now, if you'll notice, like for example, if I say, what color is the sky? Okay, you'll see down here off to the right hand side, it says keep going. We need at least 20 words to analyze and provide your feedback. Okay, what color is the sky at night? Okay, so I'll put that as my question. Now it says I need to add a description. Okay, I asked this question because I have no idea what color the sky is at night when it is raining. Okay, I'm just trying to get to 21 words. Now, that's what that I'm answered the question as to why. Why did I ask that question? Okay, so you probably want about a paragraph in here, but if you look off to the right, you'll notice that that it gives me a projected curiosity score. Okay, this post might be flagged because it doesn't have enough curiosity score. So curiosity score is originality. It looks for depth of the conversation. It looks for, did it come from a credible site? It looks at all those things. And the more information you have and originality you have, the higher that score will be. For the minimum requirement for our course is always going to be 30 points or more. Okay, so this right now would not pass. You would get a less than a full score for that. So make sure that you're asking in-depth questions, not short yes or no or right or wrong answers, and then you're providing at least about a paragraph or maybe even 2 as to your description as to why. And you'll notice on here, curiosity, your question appears to be close-ended. It is, because it's gonna either be blue or not blue. So if I change that question to why, that might change curiosity. Okay, so now it's not an open-ended question anymore. You see that. Credibility does not have a source. So if we wanted a source, we could say APA 2015, 15, DSM-5. All right, so I'm putting in some credibility in there now. So you should see that credibility score jump up. Okay, so I added a source. All right, communication, add a piece of media. If you wanted to do that, that could bump up your score. So anyway, those are just some strategies. So by Thursday, this is going to be asked for you to complete that, and then you just go ahead and submit that post. Okay, and that's it. That's really all there is to that for Thursday. And then when you go back to the community, leave page, let's go back to the one that I did. So so for example, you see my post and you want to respond to that by Saturday, you will be required to do this twice. Just post a response, click on that, answer it, and then just a little answer, whatever the answer to the question is, and then add maybe just a little bit of a narrative at the bottom there. And you can cite your source if you want to. You don't necessarily have to, not for the responses. For the initial question, you do. Okay, so just be clear on that. And then you submit, and that's it. That's really all there is to PackBack. One thing I do want to note before I let you go is that what I like to do is keep the topics very germane to what we're talking about in the lesson. Okay, so for example, week 3, we're going to be talking about biological perspectives. So perhaps your question could be more along the lines of neurotransmitters, or the makeup of the neuron, or something like that, or even genetics, nature versus nurture, anything within the guise of that topic that week. would be what we're looking for on these posts. Okay. So that's it. If you have any questions again about this and you can't get into this, feel free to post that into the general discussion forum and I'll answer that. So that way other students might be having a similar problem. I can answer it and everybody can see the response to that. Okay. Anyway, I look forward to all of your posts and seeing what great questions to come up with out there. And anyway, again, looking forward to a great semester. Take care, everybody.